Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.
Alright YouTube, we are back. This is the next day, so hasn't been a super long layoff of recording like I sometimes do where I won't record for like a week or whatever. This is immediately after yesterday, so I'm still fresh, and we still have there's still quite a bit to achieve by the end of the year. I mean, jockey-wise, we're fine. Almost 60% win average, 34 grade 1s this year. Does it feel like we've won 34 this season? I was thinking about that before recording a little bit earlier, and I'm like, have we really done that well? I mean, we've been doing this well consistently now for several years, but sometimes when I think about the number, I'm like, have we really won that many grade 1s? This season doesn't feel like it, but I mean, granted, at the same time it does, because so many good horses have won several times, like Butterfly Effect, Formal Opera, Courtly Lark, Tigress of Stone, Vivid Gemstone. I mean, Black Ruby. Not, you know what? Never mind. It makes sense. We've had a lot of good winning horses this year, so yeah. Sometimes just thinking about the number, it seems really big, and then once I actually start breaking down our horses and thinking about them individually, I'm like, okay, wait, yeah. Like each horse itself has won like 3, 4, maybe 5 grade 1s this year. So if you multiply that by half a dozen horses, or actually more than half a dozen, but you get the point. Anywho's, Real Happy, she's up, favorite in this open 9 furlong race in San Francisco. And Uncle Larry is the second favorite. Ew. But yeah, Real Happy. I think she looked really good in her first debut. Keep forgetting she's a southpaw. I don't know where my horses are getting these random auto abilities that none of the parents had. I know there's RNG involved, but it's just like, why are they giving me like these obnoxious ones? From Vivid Legend on a Pink Gemstone is Real Happy. And she should be able to roll on to another win here. 77 speed, so she's very fast, which is good. Very fast right now, I should say. Don't know if it's going to get any better than where it is. If that's the case, then yeah, she'll be slightly above average for fast. Like, realistically, you need to be mid-80s, I think, to be a real threat long term. But 77, you can do a lot with that as long as your horse is strong enough in the other categories. You can make 77 speed work, but having a horse at least with over 80 speed, that puts you in just so many better places and opportunities for races and titles. But sometimes you have a horse that has everything except for a good speed value of whatever it is, and sometimes it just makes it a lot harder to win races because you still need speed, especially at the shorter distances. You still need your horse to be fast enough to make the stretch run and the ground that they're covering work. But if they're not fast enough to beat the other horses in the game that do have 80 and 90 speed figures, then you're going to struggle. So I feel like that about, I think, Long Live Bolero. He had a really good response or something, but his speed never got as high as I thought it should have. And I think that was the missing link in him being able to be more successful than what he was. Here we come with Real Happy here. Late drive. Furlong and a half left to go. 9 is really closing in on us. Did I get us started too soon? Apparently I did. That's disappointing, unless she gets stretch burst, but no. Well, yeah, she tired out, and yeah, was I supposed to wait with her? How much? I can't remember how early I was supposed to, or late, or we were good on everything except for the spurts. Like, if I went any earlier, that would have been awful, right? Because she already ran out of stamina. Those races are so annoying to me because I'm just like, sometimes I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It really depends on the horse. Some horses you have to go earlier, others you have to go sooner. That's the same thing. Some of you have to go sooner, some of you have to go later. Every horse is not the same. I've been preaching that in this game forever. I will continue to do so. Sometimes there's still that random person, oh yeah, they all run the same. It's like they don't. Like, say you don't play this game. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and say that. Oh, that's disappointing. That's supposed to be a win for Real Happy, and she just, yeah, bad on the spurt. Like I said, I don't know if I was supposed to go earlier, but Like, she did tire out. That's the thing. She completely tired out with half a furlong left to go. So that tells me I still went too soon, which means I'm supposed to start a lot later with her and see if she can play kind of catch up, right? She's got 77 speed, I forget. So she's fast enough, I think, to make that work. And that's the thing. If you have a horse with a decent speed figure, sometimes you can afford to let a couple of AI horses get past you, as long as like your horse won't get like demotivated from losing the head-to-head. But, you know, if that's the case and they don't get demotivated, your horse doesn't get demotivated from that head-to-head loss, sometimes you can wait. And that does work out better. Then your horse has that explosive, 1.5 furlong sprint to the finish, essentially, and you just about outlast the other horses. But, yeah, real happy. I can't remember if that's how I ran her in the race that we won with her, or if I ran her differently. I know it just happened yesterday, but I did a lot of racing, so I can't pinpoint that exactly. Let's go. Revolution, baby. You see, like, I can time things right with the right horses. Lee's Cowboy, finally, because he's been on such a slumper, man. And that was right about, what, at 2 furlongs? And he blows this field away here. And finally, Lee's Cowboy gets back on the winning board because his stats were too good for him to have just gotten his 4th win. It's a good win, though. We'll take it. And it's just a prime example of what I was talking about. I'm in rhythm with Lee. I know exactly when he needs to go. Just like I said, I think his stamina has hurt him a lot so far, and that's why we haven't won as much. But he's not overly complicated to work with. It's not it at all. It's just like, it's weird things that'll happen depending on how I manage his stamina, because it's still only 57. Speaking of Long Live Bolero, I think that I said this was going to be his last race. Yeah. Because I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to breed with him once next season, and then that's it. Like, I won't keep him in the barn too long because it's just not fair to the other horses. But he deserves to keep, obviously, the family alive. He's the only, male colt, I should say. Which he's not a colt anymore. You guys get it. He's the only boy left from the Bolero family. His grandfather, that whole thing. He's expected to finish 4th today. That's actually not terrible. Now, like I said, if he wins this, I'll see, what we can push. Like, his stats they're okay. If that 90 temper rating wasn't there, and I think I said it was 90 response, I was wrong. It's 90 temper, which that 91 would have been better suited in another category, like his speed. Like, if he had 91 speed with these stats, he would have already won probably a dirt title. We could have won a dirt title or a turf one with him, so for what it's worth, man, I think breeding him with the right broodmare will give us a stronger Great Bolero, legitimately. With him and Silver Bullet from the, Sedate Ruler, like, I just haven't been able to breed them with good, really, really top-tier broodmares. Now we have them, We have Awesome Autumn back there. I think she's going to prove to be really strong. Pink Gemstone's already proving to be exceptionally well as a broodmare. You know what I mean? We still have Lee's Gold, Irish Fleet. They're still extremely good for us. Chasing Hearts is back there now. Butterfly Effect is going to be back there soon. You know what I mean? Like, now we have really strong broodmares that I think will be able to pick up the slack for a horse like here, Long Live Bolero or Silver Bullet. And I think that's going to be finally, the straw that breaks the camel's back as far as us getting over that hump and bringing these families back into real prestige. Because think about it, the Bolero family is not achieved anything since the Great Bolero as far as like that type of, success on track, legitimately, I think. And with Sedate Ruler's family, it was for the most part kind of the same thing. I mean, there are certain horses that did okay with a couple grade ones, but no titles is my point. Like, no serious titles, GWS wins, nothing like that. And it hasn't happened in either family, So, like, I think with the boys now, Long Live Bolero, who I'm going to retire soon, and Silver Bullet, who's already in the breeding barn, I think with these guys, they just need a really, really top-tier broodmare that I think will give us the strongest horse we can get. You know what I mean? Because the past breedings with their parents just haven't always had the strongest people and, the strongest horses involved. People, listen to me. It's been the case for Bolero. It was the case with Silver Bullet. You know what I mean? But now we're in a position where we can breed them with very strong brood mares, and I think that's going to help us bridge the gap that we've been trying to bridge for a while now with these horses.
And they're in the home stretch. Show your guts.
Revolution with Bolero. This is big time, guys. This is a King Cup Autumn. 2.3 furlongs left to go. Down the stretch we come. It is Long Live Bolero. I talk about prestige. I'm talking about bringing something back to the family's name. And Long Live Bolero, at a point where it seems like his retirement may be in question, he may, and I think he will go on to win this King Cup Autumn at the finish line. What a run from the boy. What a run from Long Live Bolero. It's been a while since he's won on the turf, especially a grade 1, since I was trying that dirt campaign with him, but he finally gets it done. You're a King Cup Autumn champion. This is Long Live Bolero. And again, he is a horse that I think with better stats would have been a multi-title winner already. He's easy to work with. You guys have noticed that. Every time I race with him, it's very easy. His stamina, obviously. His downside, his speed not being as high as you would want it. Those two stats were higher, man. Bolero would have a lot of race wins under his belt on top of all the races he's already done. So it's like, I just think just that broodmare is going to be the icing on the cake for us. But Bolero with the win. He's on the decline, obviously. He's peaked. That's his third grade 1 victory. And you look, we've still been consistent with him. But I mean, like, what title am I going for? He's got 2 wins on the dirt, and that's his first win on the turf. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know what else I would try to achieve with him. I just feel like he's still limited. His stats are going to start to drop now. That stamina is going to be below 50. That's going to be a headache. I think I am going to retire him, to be honest, because there's nothing else to really achieve with him, you know? So yeah, real happy. Yeah, she did well in the grade 1. She finished 8th, and then she won the race before that. So yeah, that race there, that was just a weird one. I think I definitely didn't get the timing right with the spurt. So Dominator, that's good to know. So I probably just need to start her a little bit later. She does have 77 speed, or 78. Speed's going up quite a bit, so she might be a horse that can just catch horses from behind. Hopefully she's got some guts. We'll put her in this grade 3, 6 furlongs. I think that's suitable for her speed. So who else do we need to put in a race? No, Elise Cowboy. Elise Cowboy, congratulations to you on that grade 2 victory. That was nice to have. Like I said, you should have way more wins. So that was at 7 furlongs. Okay. Mile Champ Cup. Well, Vivid Gemstone's in that GWS turf fight, so yeah, you're the only 3-year-old colt that could probably do, or fair, yeah. You know what? I'll save that for Lee's Cowboy. I still want him to do well, so if he can end up winning this and start to build some momentum, that'll be nice heading into next season. And then who else did I race with? Okay, I got Bolero. Oh, no, yeah, Bolero. Yeah, Bolero I'm going to retire, I think I said. Just nothing else to achieve with them. I mean, we could try to go on a turf campaign. We could try. That was a win at what? 10 furlongs. So that means with 55 stamina, we're going to have to try to win him races at least at 10 furlongs. Or all-arounder. I keep forgetting. We could try that. Actually, he's technically... We would need a win at 6. We would need a win... or like 7 or shorter. Maybe a mile. I don't know if we need the mile win. And then something at 12. You know what? Maybe don't retire him yet. Because if we can string together some victories, I mean, we could make something happen. But the thing is... 12.5, that's really steep. And he has 55 stamina. That's the problem too, you know what I mean? Like, are we really going to win a 12.5 furlong race with a horse of 55 stamina? I think that only happens if I run him as conservatively as possible and if we get a revolution. But that's a big ask, you know? Yeah, unfortunately, it just seemed like his stamina did hurt us in a lot of races, you know? His feel was always good. His temper, like, he was so easy to work with, as all the horses in his family are. But, yeah, it's just stamina wasn't as high as you needed it to be, and same thing with speed. I don't feel like it'd be worth it. And, like, I love Bolero, but I think we have to think about the future, and I think him as a sire is going to give us a much stronger horse that's going to be able to win the races that he didn't win, you know? That's where my head is at, and I think that's probably best. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I register him. I think as an original, I did that already. Yeah, there's always a possibility. You know, we could try to go and get a title, but at the end of the day, he still didn't do enough to even be in that title picture fight. You know what I mean? Anyways, as far as like any Hall of Fame status, so I think he's going to be the stepping stone for an offspring that will reach the Hall of Fame. Now, I did say I think Flying Cowboy I'm going to have to replace because we have Stargazing as half-brother in there who has much better stats and the categories that I need. Flying Cowboy's been an awesome sire for us. I don't want to replace him, but, you know, we do have to get at least one out of Bolero, and then that'll be it. But Flying Cowboy, he's done enough. We have a lot of his horses, you know, across, you know, the entire HRG farm, essentially. So there's plenty of Flying Cowboy presence here. So Bolero is officially a retired horse, and Flying Cowboy is no longer back there. But like I said, I had to make that decision at some point, and we've gotten a lot of horses out of Flying Cowboy, so I'm not upset. And that's the good thing. We have a lot of really strong horses out of him. His half-brother, Stargazing, was much stronger. You know what I mean? Did more on the track, achieved more, so I think we're fine. A eval for Bolero, of course. C ranked for classification. Him and Silver Bullet. Like I said, these are the two horses from the families that we want to bring back into prestige, but it's been a struggle. Because these guys are not as strong as they can be. You know, Bolero, A speed, A stay, S field, double S temper, A response. Like, the stats are getting better. Remember, Onyx Prince, his stats were not good. Onyx Prince is Long Live Bolero's father, so the stats are slightly getting better. You know, we took a hit from, like, we got Great Bolero from Bionic Club and Scabbard. Great Bolero was fantastic. We bred him with Night Breeze, and I feel Night Breeze may have kind of tainted the line a little bit because as consistent as she was and she had great ability, she didn't have great stats either. She was just kind of middle of the road. I think if I would have bred the Great Bolero with a broodmare as good as him, we'd be having an entirely different story and conversation with this family. Then I bred Onyx Prince, who wasn't that good statistically, with Suave, you know, Buster. And then we get Long Live Bolero. So you can see the stats are getting better because, again, his stats are better than his father's. So I think, again, the right broodmare will give us a Great Bolero again, for sure. Silver Bullet, we look at him. Sedate Ruler and Night Breeze. Again, it's ironic that I bred Night Breeze with both of those families. That kind of messed them up in a bit. You know, I did it in the Bolero family, and we kind of took a step back for a generation, and now I realize I did the same here with Sedate Ruler and Night Breeze. I didn't even know. Like, I liked Night Breeze a lot, but she wasn't like a crazy, crazy awesome broodmare with the exception of one or two horses. We bred those two together to get It's a Ghost, who did virtually nothing. I think he won like 4 grade 1s, if that. Bred him with Suave Buster. I mean, they're actually very similar families. Are they half-brothers? Same mother, right? Long Live Bolero and Silver Bullet are actually half-brothers. I never realized that. Wow. And their stats are virtually identical as well. Wow. I legitimately never paid attention to the fact that they are almost the same horse in a way. Difference is Bolero actually preferred the turf, and I ran him as a dirt horse because he still has dirt in his pedigree. And Silver Bullet is legitimately, I mean, this is dirt, pretty much. I didn't even realize they're half-brothers. That's wowie wows. Yeah, they are true half-brothers. Like, you know, Same mother, same grandmother. What on earth? Well, that just goes to show you that, yeah, these guys that think this could be their year with the right broodmare. Because Nightbreeze was not the best choice. Don't know why I thought that was going to work, but that's talking literally years ago, like real life years ago I made that decision. I think I've matured a lot more in playing this game since then. So, yeah, I don't know who I'm going to breed those two with yet because I have to go to my table that has been helping me put together the breedings for the last couple of seasons, and you guys are seeing how it's working out. I literally developed like a formula, I don't even know how, in my spreadsheet, and you know, of course I improvise a little bit, but for the most part, like when I put in the numbers and the horses and everything, it is giving me pretty much the best combinations I could ask for, and we're seeing that reflected on track. So it's kind of weird to think I've actually developed something that actually works for me and works for us as far as getting solid horses for the most part. Obviously not every breeding pair you put together is going to give you a champion, but Golden Wings up in the Canopus here, 10 furlongs. Expect to finish 6th. Golden Wings, 80 power, last corner leader from Flying Cowboy out of Lee's Gold. Minimum distance is 10 furlongs. We still don't know much else. Field is 60, staying is 64. We know he's going to be a very solid horse, you know, statistically, because Flying Cowboy has given us virtually every horse from Flying Cowboy has had these stats, because again, Flying Cowboy comes from Western Tiger, who had those type of stats. So I'm gonna try our best with Golden Wings here. I like him a lot, like I like all of our horses. Just waiting to see if he can start creating that separation of dominance, you know. When the horses are 2 years old and you have a crop of 6 that you're looking out for, you're waiting to see, okay, who is going to take command in this group? Who is going to say, you know, I'm really ready to make history? Real Happy, she's not there yet. Cleopatra, she could be on her way, but still figuring it out with her. Desert Falcon, I think, has proven that he is close to that. He might be the closest. So Real Happy, she's still got a ways to go. Golden Wings, I think, is still kind of right there. Yeah, I think Desert Falcon, honestly, is probably the closest one to that point. So far, I feel, but yeah, who else is going to step up here? To wait and see. Irish Legend, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think any of the 2-year-olds have really taken a huge step yet, except for Desert Falcon. Like, I think he's a lot better than I expected him to be. Like, I was hoping he was going to be good, and I think he's better than that. So, we're kind of boxed in here. I don't like this. Yes, can we move? Thank you. All right. Feeling good here with Golden Wings. So, he's a Proceeder, I think. Which is cool. He should be. I don't think he's mid. I hope not. He might be mid. Now I think about it, this is a short field. Yeah, it's a big test for him, though. Grade 1 as a 2-year-old. So, I mean, we're definitely tossing him into the trenches early. But we got to figure out, man. We got to figure out who are the warriors on our team. It's got a long way to go. Very long way to go. Not exactly why I wanted to get started, but I'm hoping actually us starting late may actually give us an advantage, because they really got going quite early. But does Golden Wings have the speed to close in on this field with a furlong and a half left to go? He's making some progress, but is he going to make enough in the last furlong? I don't know. We're supposed to finish 6th. The race win is clearly not on today, but this is a nice strong run from Golden Wings. And he's going to push to almost, wow. I think he got up there for 3rd. 4th. You know what? That's a really good effort. I'm proud of that. That was a good effort. That was a strong drive. Obviously, like I told you guys as it was happening, I'm like, wait, didn't want to start like that late. Yeah, it wasn't the best stretch run, but considering that I muffed that one up, he made up quite a considerable amount of ground. So that to me is a good promising sign. If I had him in the right window, we win that race. You know, sometimes you can see that immediately after a race. It's like, wow, if I just would have done this, like, that could have been a win. Like, I usually can pick up on those things pretty quickly, so... Let's see, Lee's Cowboy? Lee's Cowboy again. Well, he's 3 years old, and that's how I'm talking about. Other 2-year-olds. Who else was I forgetting? Galaxy Star. Galaxy Star. I take that back. Galaxy Star looks the strongest. Desert Falcon, even though he's only raced once, I thought he looked really good in that grade 3. Galaxy Star, obviously. She has already taken that step, you know what I mean? Cleopatra, she's building some momentum, I think, with the last 2 races, even though she was supposed to win that Libra, but it was a close race. So I think it's Galaxy Star, Cleopatra, Desert Falcon, Golden Wings. We're seeing some more promise. Irish Legend, got to figure it out. I mean, look at, they've all won a race. They've all won a race as 2-year-olds, but Galaxy Star with 2 wins, so she is taking control. And you know, from Vivid Legend and Chasing Hearts, I think she is going to be the best out of this crop of 2-year-olds for sure. I think Desert Falcon is going to be a nice sneaker for us, but yeah. Mr. Golden Wings, not doing too well. 71 temper. I know his stats are going to be good. Oh, he is a mid. Okay. He is a mid, which, that makes sense. You felt how he kind of had that last run there. He closed in pretty nicely. Usually a horse that's not capable of doing that won't be a mid type. Usually. Of course, I've gotten horses like that. Art of Crimson from Gallop Racer 2003. He was a mid type horse, but he didn't have the speed to close like that. So that's why he never achieved what I wanted him to. It's amazing. The game will really screw you up with that stuff. Free Fear, what am I doing with you? I think I was trying to save him for a race, but what race and why? The Winter GP? Who else? Doesn't somebody else need that race? Doesn't like Butterfly Effect need it? Or like, what am I doing with her? Oh no, she's done. I'm running her in a grade 3? Okay, yeah, I do remember putting her in that. I guess I'll put Free Fear in that Winter GP. I don't know who else would need to run it. It's not a GWS race, so... See if we can get that, because Mr. Fear's got 7 wins out of 12 starts, and 6 of those 7 wins are grade 1, so... Or, excuse me, her. Why do I keep calling her him? I don't know why I was doing that, my bad. I was thinking about Fairy Singer. I was thinking about him. He's the 3-year-old colt. She's the 3-year-old filly. Yeah, Free Fear. She's been awesome. She's been an absolute joy. And Fairy Singer, 4 grade 1s and 8 wins out of 12 starts. So they have pretty similar stats. It seems like breeding them would make pretty good sense, but that's just me just being funny. I don't know if they would actually work or not. Alright, let's try to get through the rest of these races for this episode, eh? That's my goal. That way, the episode after this one will actually get to breeding, legitimately. Because you guys know the beginning of the year is so slow with races, so like we're only going to do limited racing. Everything picks up at the summer, but the first 5-6 months in Gallop Racer are really slow, man. They're so slow. And then like the last 3 months are so long because it's so much GWS and title hunting, you know what I mean? I was like really, like the end of the season in the game is really a grind. There's only so much you can do in the beginning. They run like 3 or 4 grade 1s for the first 3 months, compared to the end of the year where they're running like 3 or 4 grade 1s in a day, in a week, you know? So yeah, big difference. Cleopatra, speaking of her, she's up. She's got to win. She's been the favorite in all of her races. She should be undefeated. And I still don't know the rest of her stats, and I still don't exactly remember. She has last corner leader. I think she is Preceder. I think we did figure that out to an extent, that running her like that was best. Her stamina is going to hit 80 soon. I mean, I got to get in the window with her now. She's from Flying Cowboy and Awesome Autumn. She's going to have a very quick growth type. Neither of them were strong for more than 2 years, so like we have to win with her now. This is her window. Let's just get her in a good rhythm, settle her down behind the leader, overtake around the last turn, and make sure we don't burn her stamina, which is what I feel like I've been doing in the races that we lost. Just kind of running her too hard too soon and not timing her spurt correctly. This is pretty good. Not going to give me the 7 because she probably wants to be a little bit further up, but this is fine. Okay, are you moving all the way in or not? You are. All right. See, now usually I would get her going way too soon at this point, and that's when we would lose our race. Now I think I can get her going at 2 furlongs. Now we can push, and I think she's going to drive really nicely. Yep, she's going to drive really nicely. That's how I'm supposed to be running her, and this is what I mean. Like, just figuring out the horses exactly when they need to get going, because these are 2-year-olds. I've never worked with them. I don't know where they need to go. And that's what Cleopatra's capable of doing. That is her making her case. Finally have gotten that figured out. It's a great win. And that's what she's supposed to be doing. She could be a multi-time winning GWS champion. She wins that by 8 lengths, yeah. Bad start, who freaking cares? We won the race by 8 lengths. So yeah. That is a good run there from Cleopatra. Good win. Lee's Cowboy. He is up here in the mile champ. Expected to finish 5th, so he has a chance. Blues Bird is the favorite. I'm not intimidated. Mr. Cowboy, you can win. He's going to keep you at the front. Try to get last corner leader with you. And you have the stats to do it, so let's see if we can make it happen. It's a beautiful day for racing. Oh, he said the horses are on the track actually this time. Mr. Cowboy, we got to get this dub, brother. You are too good to not be winning every race you're in. Statistically, except for the stamina.
The horses are in the gate.
Here we go. We're off in the Mile Champ Cup. And it's a pretty good start here for Lee's Cowboy. Gets out how I wanted him to, because we just got to settle him in behind the leaders. We don't have to do anything brave. We don't have to do anything brave. So make sure he is in contention with the leaders by the time we hit turns 3 and 4, and he's smooth sailing. Get to the lead with last corner leader. And this is a race he can certainly win. He's good enough. He's strong enough. It's just a very weird, tight window you kind of got to get him in because his stamina. Again, the game kind of screwed me with giving him such great stats in all of his categories and then giving him kind of like D-ranked stamina. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that neither of the parents had bad stamina. They just kind of just gave it to him. So it's like, okay. I'm going to make sure he stays home here. Why is Stam already dropping, bro? Come on. I'm not even running him that hard. Is he actually going to hold on? There's no way, right? If he manages to hold on, that would be insane. This is what I'm. That's purely stamina, guys. Like that's not a loss on a horse with decent stamina. That's what I mean. If he has 65 stamina instead of 57, that's a big difference. I think he holds on there. We beat our goal. I mean, we finished 5th, but we could have won that race. That was a perfect race. It was a perfect start. You see the field and position ratings. Yeah, it's just it's hard to win with Lee's Cowboy, man. That stamina is so bad. Like I hate getting a horse that has such great stats and abysmal stamina. It really puts a lot of your effort kind of to waste if you don't run the perfect race every single time. Like, think about it. Butterfly Effect. There are plenty of races that weren't perfect races with her, and guess what? She's won 22 of them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to run a perfect race with a really, really good racehorse. Like, you guys will find a way. Tigris of Stone, same thing. Lee's Cowboy, 12 starts and only 4 wins. I mean, yes, that's a 33% win ratio. That's really good, but, like, his stats, look at these. Like, his stats are solid as far as, like, being above average. That stamina at 57 is hurting him so much, man. It makes it harder for me to win with him because it's so bad, you know? Stamina looked fine. I thought we were running him easy, and the game's like, no, you're not. But again, we're stuck with that. I don't have a choice. Lee's Cowboy. And I also have to run him shorter as well. But granted, that race, that was 8 furlongs, right? That was 8 furlongs. So it's like, How much shorter do I need to run him? And the fact that they gave him 12 is absolutely asinine. Excuse my language, like, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, Lee's Cowboy, man, it's rough. It's rough with Lee because I like him. I want him to work. I want us to work. He has good stats. I think he'd be an awesome sire outside of the stamina, but maybe it's not going to be meant because of his bad stamina, you know? Like, if there's a potential that could, you know, hurt our breeding lines, like, I don't want to do that anymore, obviously. It may not be best, so it sucks, man. Like I said, I have to run the perfect race with him because of that every time. Like, I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not a perfect video gamer. That's never going to happen. So there are going to be races that will drop like that because of it. Only thing I can try to do is to, like, and that's the thing, too. With him having last corner leader but bad stamina, it's like, if I try to get him going to hit last corner leader, I end up burning him out more, I'm realizing. Other horses that have good stamina, you can get them early. They tap into last corner leader. It helps kind of keep them at a good pace, and then you're set to go, right? He has bad stamina, and having last corner leader doesn't really work with that. Especially if, like, we're running a pretty hot pace and the leader is running too fast or running too hard. Like, we have to keep up with them regardless of what we want to do, so Irish Legend's up in this 10 furlong race, but the only thing I can do with Lee's Cowboy is just keep him back a lot longer. That's really it. Like, I can't try to hit last corner leader. It sucks. That's a great ability, but again, I feel like every time I try to do it, he uses too much stamina. If he was a preceder, it'd be fine. I mean, if he was a front runner, it'd be fine. He's a preceder. He doesn't want to lead. So I always have to be at mercy of the leader of the race. If Lee's Cowboy could take control, we'd be fine, but we can't. So I think I'm going to have to sacrifice trying to tap into last quarter leader unless the pace is just that ridiculously slow, or we have a race with no front runners. We know how that goes. When there's no front runners in a race, like, the pace is snail slow. Like, nobody's going to the lead. Those are races we can take advantage of, but, like, we don't get those often. So the only thing I can do is just try to hold him back and conserve as much of his stamina as possible. And who is this? Pale Fear. I've had that horse. What are you doing? This is... I'm not doing this with Pale Fear. I'm not doing this. I know we need to be in front with Irish Legend, but Pale Fear, I've had that horse. I like that horse. That horse is not winning today. Running like that. Pale Fear is not that type of horse. And we still somehow have a 7. Thankfully. I don't even know how. Like, I never get 7s if I have a front runner and I don't put them to the front in a race like this. It never gives me a 7. That's really interesting. I'm happy. It's just like that never happens.
They are midway down the backstretch.
Like, what place do you think Pale Fear is going to fall in, guys? Like 12th, 13th. It's a field of 14. I think Pale Fear has a chance to fall all the way to the bottom running like that. 12-2. We're almost running 11s at this pace. That's insane, bro. That's actually insane. Pale Fear is not going to survive. There's absolutely no way.
2 furlongs to go.
Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way Pale Fear survives, and goodbye. Goodbye. Like, what a waste. You know what I mean? Imagine if I would have ran with him the whole time. I'd have the same fate. The same fate. We're not going to win this race with Irish Legend. Shocker, but we will finish second. Which is where we were supposed to finish anyways. It's about as good of a run as I'm going to get from Irish Legend. It's weird that he's not working out. Vivid Legend and Irish Fleet. Well, we got beat by Fast Navy. Irish Legend should be better than Fast Navy, and they do give us double S on the spurt. I know positioning was C. I wasn't going to run with Pale Fear. Wait, where did Pale Fear finish? Set 9th. Wow. How did that happen? 9th. Really should have finished in 14th running like that, but, you know, whatever. Corley Lark. Up in the Independents. We're running him on dirt. Bored of running him on the turf, so I think I decided just to give him a shot on the dirt, and he's expected to finish 11th. No big deal, because he's on the decline. And, yeah, I just want to see how he does on the dirt. I wanted to put him in one more race before the end of the year. To see if maybe we can get him a dirt title or something. So, yeah, it's, yeah, Irish Legend, questionable. Lee's Cowboy, definitely questionable. Cleopatra, I feel better about now. I think I figured her out. Galaxy Star, there's no problem. Desert Falcon, no problem. Real Happy. I don't think there'll be a problem with her. I think just maybe just a little bit more fine-tuning. But yeah, Irish Legend is questionable. 3-year-old Lee's Cowboy is questionable. So, yeah, just got to figure it out with them somehow. Hopefully, if we can. I mean, Lee's Cowboy, he's at the mercy of his stamina, so there's really nothing I can do with that. Like, if I don't run the perfect race, it's going to be hard to win with him consistently. Which is a real bummer, but I didn't choose to give my horse 57 stamina, and the parents didn't have that bad of stamina, so the game just totally just kind of decided to screw me over, really. So it's kind of, it's annoying. Really is annoying, because Lee's Cowboy is directly from Flying Cowboy again, so it'd be nice to use him as a sire because he has really good stats, but if he can't win and get titles, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. So yeah, we're expected to finish 11th here with Courtly. His dirt rating is okay. It's not like the usual, like, not good rating. It's a step above that. No revolutions coming, so I'm just wondering if we can just kind of hug turns 3 and 4, keep inside leverage. Could he have a strong enough run to hold these horses off? Is this how high his stamina is going to be? Wow. I can't remember the last time his stamina has been that low in a race. It never was that low for turf. Never happened. Alright, well, let's see how he fights back. We're not supposed to win this race anyways, and my goal was not to try to get a faster start on my spurt than the AI. Like, we can't afford to do that. Let's just see how he fights, though. He's driving pretty well, but I think he's still falling backwards. Yeah, I mean, he's driving as well as he can. He is not a dirt horse, that's clear, but, gonna finish 10th? 9th. 2 spots better than what he was supposed to. I think that's literally the best he will ever do on the dirt, so. Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. But we'll keep him on the turf and just, I guess, see what other titles I can get. Golden Boy, up in the Continental. Big race. This is GWS turf territory. He is... Is he 6 points ahead of Gemstone, or is he 6 points behind? I can't remember that quick. Who's leading? I think Gemstone is actually leading by 6 points, which means Golden Boy has to win this race to even have a chance of winning the GWS. And we're expected to finish 9th, so it'll be really sad. I wanted Golden Boy in the Hall of Fame. I've been saying it for a couple episodes, but I just got started too late with his GWS aspirations. Like, I waited a year too late. It's win or go home, big boy. I think this should be his last race. If he can't get the dub, there's no other reason to continue to race him. And we were already approaching that retirement phase. But considering that he hit his peak at essentially 3 years old, like as soon as he turned 3, he hit his peak and he was already on the decline. Because he was so fast in the beginning. You guys remember? He was so fast. His 2-year-old and early 3-year-old season before he started falling off. He was so quick, man. It doesn't look like it now, but keep in mind, his stats have dropped over several years. So he was really fast. 85 or something. And that's not the highest in the game, but like with his stats, they were much higher than this. Like he was extremely quick. So, on his Pegasus as well, he is a descendant from Pegasus. So it'll still be good to use him for breeding, but I have to replace somebody else too. That's the thing. Like, there's still so many horses that I haven't done the breeding I've wanted to do yet. I'll figure it out. I think I think I'm gonna have to keep racing him though. Actually, now I think about it, until like breeding season, because there's nobody else I can replace right now. Blue's Breeze, I did think about it. I could replace Blue. Yeah, I could replace Blue, because Golden Boy is the only sire I'll be retiring within the next year. I mean, the only horse, Colt. Gemstone's not going to be retired. Courtly, I'm still going to keep out there for a bit until I decide, like, there's no point in racing him. So, I think I can replace Blue's Breeze. I think Golden Boy would be worth it. Because I was really mad at myself, remember, for kicking Honest Pegasus out of the barn so soon. I wanted to get more horses out of him. So I think it'll be nice to get his son back in there, Golden Boy. And he deserves to be in there, obviously. Like, Golden Boy really should have been a Hall of Fame horse. I think he did well enough to be a Hall of Fame horse. Like I said, I just didn't get him on the road to that until it was too late. So that's my fault, obviously. But yeah, it'll be nice to have him back there. Honest Pegasus, the only boy from Honest Pegasus still around. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. So it'll be nice to keep him back there. Honest Pegasus was a good sire. Like I said, I wish I would have gotten more foals out of him. I think he could have been as good as Flying Cowboy, maybe a little bit better. You got to think about how good Golden Boy is here. He comes from Honest Pegasus, not Flying Cowboy. You know, I think they were half brothers. Or full. Were they half or full? I can't remember if Honest Pegasus and Flying Cowboy were half or full, but yeah, they were really good considering, man. I think they both did come from Western Tiger. I think. I'll have to double check. After this race, I'm going to check his pedigree and see. I can't quite remember, but 2 sevens here for Golden Boy, though. I mean, my goodness. If he ends up winning this race, and he's supposed to finish 9th, talk about just defying the odds. He's still got the stamina to make it work, too. No Revo? Will he need it? Ah, I was really counting on the Revo. He's not going to be able to hold on. He just doesn't have the speed anymore. Ah, he doesn't have the speed. I mean, this is a great effort. He's not even supposed to win this race. This is such a great effort from Golden Boy, man. This is what I mean. This guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's supposed to finish 9th, and he's still going to finish 3rd on the podium. Like, come on. I'm so mad at myself. I really am. I beat myself up a lot about things, but like not getting him into the Hall of Fame is really going to bother me. Almost a perfect race. That's going to bother me, guys. I got to be honest. It's really going to bother me, but the show rolls on. Great effort from Golden Boy. That's what he's been doing. That's why I kept racing him years after his prime. First Singer's up, supposed to win his Long Beach Derby. Yeah, Ferry Singer's just a simple dude, man. Pretty simple dude. He races really well. He knows how to win. Yeah. That's really all there is to him. That's kind of why I got him. Figured he'd be a good, reliable horse to have. And like I said, he has good... I mean, his speed and stamina are identical, which is fantastic, so... He's certainly a good fit. But yeah, Golden Boy, he's going to get points, though. But, I mean, Gemstone's still going to race in another race. And unless Gemstone didn't get any points, like, unless I completely botch the race with Vivid Gemstone and we get, like, 8th or something, that's the only way Golden Boy could win the GWS Turf. As long as we get some points with Gemstone, he'll have enough to secure the title. And it sucks because, again, I wanted Golden Boy in the Hall of Fame, but I already messed that up. So, Gemstone deserves it, I think. He's in his prime, pretty much at his prime at 3 years old, about to turn 4 years old next year. Yeah, like I said, I get that GWS title out of the way with him, and then we can just title chase whatever the heck else we want, because he's still going to be strong enough to win a lot of races, even once he starts to decline. So, there's still there's a lot to achieve with Vivid Gemstone. Butterfly effect level type of stuff. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. We got a long way to go, Mr. Singer. Now imagine we make this work with Fairy Singer. We got to drive, bro. We got to drive. Let's go. High gear. Didn't mean to bump that horse, but I think he's tough enough. You're good, bro. Yeah, he's tough. Fairy Sing. This is what I mean. Fairy Singer is like scary good, bro. He's only S ranked. This makes no sense. Literally last to first and bumped the horse in the stretch and still wins by at least 3 lengths. Fairy Singer is like, yeah, this Fairy Singer is just like, whoa. That this guy really wants to win. Like the way the horse runs, it just feels like, yes, the horse really wants to win. The horse will not settle. Look, course loss and contact, double S on the spurt. Yeah, Fairy Singer is kind of dangerous, bro. I didn't realize he was that good. I picked him up just because I liked his stats and his turf and dirt, preferences, but I wasn't expecting him to be like that. Tigress of Stone, she's up. She should be the favorite, and she is. Yeah, she's the heavy favorite. Second favorite's basically $4 off, so... Miss Tigress, she's always so calm, isn't she? She's always just so mellow. Just head down. She's ready to go. Very relaxed. Gotta love it. And I think she's going to have a legitimate sustained growth type. I don't think she's going to have a major drop-off. Pretty much like Butterfly Effect. You know? From Flying Cowboy to Pink Gemstone. I didn't think those two were going to create a horse like Tigress. I really didn't. I knew the horse was going to be strong, but... Yeah, Tigress is doing what she should be doing and more. She is, yeah, really solid girl, man. I'm glad she's working out. Remember in the beginning it was looking a little sketchy. We did drop a couple of races. She was a little tricky to figure out in the beginning, but you know, now it's just, let's get it done. Courtney Lark with records everywhere. And I think it happened last season, if you guys remember. I'm just like, Courtney Lark is just setting back-to-back records. We're off and racing in the Neptune Stakes. Tigress of Stone gets out to an okay start. She's going to have to go ahead and push for the front, though, to challenge whoever's going to be in the lead. Seems like it's going to be the 10 horse here, Shining Gamma. Chang is on board. Furlong down, 7.5 left to go, and we're going to go ahead and settle in here with Tigress. Keep her right behind the leader. I love being able to run a race like this because, like, there's no pressure. I just keep my horse behind the lead horse. And I just make sure that we're in a good space to not get blocked. That's all I got to do. Especially with a procedure. Like, it's really easy. Keep them right behind the leader. And then just create separation when it's time. Is the inside free? I'm curious. If it is, and we can get that trip. Be a very nice... run for us, but I don't know if the inside's actually open, so just in case it's not, I'm gonna move her to the outside. I can't tell if it's open or not. I don't want to take a chance and get stuck, but you know.
2 furlongs to go.
Let's go, my girl. No Revo, but I don't think you need it. Can't tell if they're catching us or not, but I think it's too little too late. Oh, come on, Tigress. Finish. Finish. Finish, my girl. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Stamina actually came in to bite me in the butt at the end. Holy cannolis. I almost botched that completely. Whew. I don't know why. I wasn't running her hard. But actually that turn 3 and 4, that may have taken more out of her than I thought. That was really sharp, and again, that's why I wanted the inside lane, because when you can have that inside lane and you can hug that and be the closest to it, it does save you so much energy on those tracks. So if you're running 2 or 3 wide, even as you can see, just running 1 horse wide can sometimes take a lot more out of you, and then you start to drift out more. So and on the spurt, just because we won the race. If we lost, they would have given me D, 100%. Like, I just think that was a track where I really needed to gain inside leverage. She made it work on the outside because she's Tigress of Stone, and I was just talking her up. So she can make that work. But as you can see, that was pretty tough. So Tigress and Toxic still tied for the GWS Sprint. And I think they'll both have one more race to see who decides it. Vivid Gemstone is still winning by 2 points. So yeah, Golden Boy is actually done. I thought Golden Boy got more points to win. But then again, that last race is still open. Now I think about it, isn't it? I'm not going to that thing. Did somebody get a title? No, okay. Wait. Golden Boy. Can you run in that last race, or are we already booked? I thought we already booked. Yeah, there's no more GWS for him. So yeah, it's gonna be it's effectively going to be, or officially I should say, going to be Vivid Gemstone's GWS as long as he does well in his last race. So Golden Boy, man, we're just gonna continue to race you until I'm legitimately going to retire you. 11 furlong grade 2 I think is suitable. He's still got the stamina. I don't care about impulse. 145. That's kind of ridiculous, though. Is that just going to be how much our impulse is at any grade 2? You know, 9 furlongs in a grade 3 is fine. I mean, if we're even going to keep racing him at that point. Tigers of Stone gets her 9th grade 1 victory. I haven't actually been keeping track of that. Tigris, where are you in my spreadsheet? There you are. Wow. 9th grade 1. 13 wins and 21 starts. 19 grade 1s. Tigris is on a roll, baby. She's on a roll. Alright, so... between you and Toxic Blonde, is there even a race available for you? For the GWS Sprint? No. So who's going to win? Or is Toxic Blonde already in that other race? Is that what I decided to do? I mean, yeah, Toxic Blonde is at her peak. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay. I guess I just decided to give that to Toxic. I thought I would have still given Tigris a chance, but there's no other races she can do. So it looks like it's going to be a Vivid Gemstone and Toxic Blonde GWS win, and then, of course, Black Ruby for the dirt. Well, then, Miss Tigris, we're just going to give you time. I mean, the thing is, her stats are still good. You see, even though she's on a decline, look at these stats. Like, she's not going to have a major drop-off next year. She should still be able to win the GWS next year, and she'll start it. And I went for the sprint this year as well, mind you. I think targeting the turf would be better for her, but we'll see. Either way, 15 furlongs. Why would I do that? Like, this game is so weird. Like, why would I do that? What is the point? Grade 2. You're going to have in post? You will. 132 is not terrible, but 132. I don't know. Do I just save her for like a big grade 1 debut? It's too long. She's got a race before that. What do we do with you, Tigris? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? You know, I'm going to carry the impost and run her 9 furlongs. That's fine. Toxic, so she has a chance here. Mr. Fairy Singer, you are scary good, and you're only S ranked, and your stats are not that impressive outside of your top 4. So that's pretty commendable. 5th grade 1 victory as well. And, yeah, Mr. Fairy Singer looking pretty good here. So you one at 15.5. Yeah, that one at 9. So looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Get him in a race. And yeah, I do really want to finish this episode. This other win. 10 or whatever. You will be done for the year unless there's another race you can do. I don't think there is. But you won't even be in the blue 4 anyway. So yeah. He'll be done. Get him in this grade 2. That's fine. He should have. Yeah, he definitely has the distance to run it. Okay, at least Cowboy, we're just dropping you to a grade 2. Gemstone is up. Free Fair. Good. Courtly Lark, not good in that dirt race, unfortunately. But we'll give him time off, and we'll just stick him in this grade 2, I guess. Impost 143. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. Like, somebody's going to have to take the handicap. Cleopatra. Great win for you. Yeah, she's been in better form. I think that first race really scared me, but and the second, that grade 1 that she finished second scared me. But I think Cleopatra's fine. 80 stamina, that is lovely. I love to see it. Slow track, okay, fantastic. From Flying Cowboy out of Autumn. She's done for the year, I think. Is there anything we can run you in? Ooh, she can't. She's not a dirt horse, is she? Not really. I don't think I want to run her on the dirt just for the sake of doing it. You know what? Actually, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay. Oh, there's still so many races left, man. We have a lot of racing this month. Holy cannolis. I'm going to have to split this episode again. Irish Legend, still trying to figure you out. Run you into grade 3. Well, guys, we have a lot more racing left to do. I wasn't really planning for this episode to be so long because I wanted to have more episodes for you guys over a period of time, but I do want to get through this year. So I think I'm going to split the recording here, and we'll come back for the last hour, or however long it takes us to get through all these races. Finish out the year strong, and see all the titles and awards and good stuff we can get for another successful, in a weird way with some things, but ultimately successful year.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.